over the last week, the sneakerhead community lost a good friend, a good guy. Ronald Roundtree passed away last week, and I just wanted to give my condolences to his close friends and family. While they're in this grieving process, and I have to take my hat off to the leadership of our Sneaker Freaks program that we know Ronald through for getting people together and collecting money just to be able to pay for some floral arrangements for the family for his funeral. And I just wanted to take this quick moment to give Ronald Roundtree a 10-second moment of silence in remembrance. All right, rest in peace, Ronald.
All right, man. Rest in peace.
All right, let's get it popping.
Yes, sir.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm here.
Right. What up, 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 what up? It's your boy T.
Hey, it's your man B.
And you're on the ride up.
It's episode 11.
Episode
11, the Isaiah Thomas episode. You want to go with?
Are we going basketball? I'm surprised you didn't go to Mark Rippon episode.
Oh, Mark Rippon.
How you want to do it?
Okay.
I'm cool. I'm cool with either one.
We go to Rippon episode. He won a Super Bowl. Shout out to Mark Rippon. You know what I mean? Last Super Bowl in the city. You know what I mean? That's what's up. 11. Yeah. That's what's up. Last of the Gibbs era. What's going on, homie?
Hey man, just trying to keep my head above water, man. We still in this fight, trying to figure it out.
Yeah, man. It's facts. Like there's things on this side, things everywhere. I just want to send a shout out and a salute to everybody, all the essential workers, everybody that's trying to keep their head above water, trying to get everything and feed their families however they get it. And we with y'all, and hopefully y'all get an hour and a half of this and feel a good vibe.
Yeah, man.
That's what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
Man, where you want to start at, man? You want to start with nooses? You want to start with? Not saying that's a good vibe, but you want to start with?
I tell you what, before we jump into it, I want to give a shout out to a friend and fellow podcaster. He's on, I think, his 8th episode now. My man Sauce, Carlton Powell. He has a podcast called Sauce and Friends. You can check him out. Look at his link tree, the linktr.ee/sauce3000. It'll have all his, credentials, wherever you want to look at him, his platform. And he recently also had one of our friends, Renard Walker, because Renard is a black-owned business. So, I bought it. I don't know if I bought his piece on an episode before, but Renard, makes really dope pieces, about tranquility and just, I don't want to misquote his mission statement, but all I'm gonna say is he makes dope pieces. I have a big, clear, peace sign that I keep in my room at all times. Yeah. Sometimes I wear it when I feel like I need to let people know where my mind is or where my heart is, But I keep it visible all the time. I look at it every day. And shout out to Renard and shout out to Sauce. Go check out that podcast whenever you get a chance to.
Shout out. We're gonna have the link tree in the description.
Absolutely.
In the show description. For sure. Man, damn. I didn't know that. Shout out to Renard. Shout out to all our friends that are rocking. You got their black business rocking. Carry Curations. I think that's our homie Brandon's peoples.
My man B.
So, yeah, rock with the soap. I know he listened too. So what's up, brother?
We're definitely gonna be copping some stuff from him really soon. Really soon.
Yeah, yeah. In a couple weeks, there's man. Anyway, in a couple weeks, some
But
things are gonna happen, and definitely, I'm looking to have some of his stuff in the new spot. So,
yeah,
yeah, man, trying to black own business it out. So, you know what I mean?
as we should.
Yeah,
So
and
since you
that's
brought that up, since we talk about black on business,
hmm
I wanna be clear. I will always support black owned business,
bet.
but they need to be black ran businesses too. We can't just
Oh,
say black owned. We need to make sure that these businesses are black ran, and and I would encourage those in the black owned business uh, space that you try your best to source your
oh
ingredients
yeah,
of whatever ingredient it is. If you are making clothes, or if you are making perfumes, if
right,
you're doing jewelry, whatever, if you can if you can manufacture your stuff also through black owned, that'd be even
right.
more dope.
That's a great,
Because that's something that people aren't really considering. It's
yeah.
like, yeah, it's black owned, but where's it coming from? You know,
hmm
where's it coming from?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I
No,
work for a
that's a
company. I
right.
work for a company that's black owned, but it's not black ran. The decision
hmm
makers aren't black. So, and I'm not saying that that's necessarily a bad thing all the way. As far it's just some people may look at it as misrepresentation, and it may sometimes fall short of authenticity depending
hmm
on what type of product you're trying to sell.
Right.
If you know what I'm saying, like if
No, I
I'm
got
selling you black owned and I'm selling you the black, if I'm black owned and selling you the black experience and it's not black operated, then there's a that's a fallacy. But if you're
yeah.
if you're not in that space, you're just being black owned. I'm not saying you can't have business with people that's not black. That's not what I'm suggesting. I'm just saying make sure that you're being upfront and clear
Conscious.
with
Yeah.
your mission is with the people, because people will search for black owned, not just black people, but
Yeah.
people will search black owned, to spend their money in the
hmm
black community, and then not realize that that money that you're spending in the black community isn't even going to black people, with somebody else benefiting
Yeah.
from the black community.
Yeah.
Because
I think that's
I had some. I'm sorry, because I had someone contacting me saying, "Hey T, tell them to make sure that if they buying a Black Lives Matter shirt or one of those, to pay
not
attention
not
to the
from they
company
not
that's
from
selling it."
Karen's not
Because
running
it's a
that.
lot of because there's a lot of people's, what I'm saying, it's a lot of marketeers,
Right.
profiteers, saying, say, oh,
Right.
okay, let me make me a Black Lives Matter shirt. I got a print press. They don't need
Right.
to know what I look like. As long as I can print the shirts out, sell them for, I'm saying, I can, I had a print press and I got a lane on some shirts, I can sell it for cheaper than the
Right.
X person. They're going to buy it from me, not knowing that I'm not even black. And that
Right.
happens. So
Yeah.
do a little research, Mom Necessities definitely had some Black Lives Matter style shirts. If you ever get a chance to check her out, that's another black owned company. Another friend of a friend. Uh,
Mm,
we've hung out with her a couple times. She's good folks. She has some nice little cute shirts for the moms and the kids.
that's what's
Um,
up.
but yeah, man, let's get into it. I'm
Oh, that let me
I'm
just
ready.
let me just say, yeah, part of being black owned, and you have the opportunity to put other have employees, is to put other black people in positions to actually make money. So that's, to me, that's part of why we want to support black owned, because we then understand that we're giving opportunities that aren't usually given to us. So yeah, let's get into it. You made a great point. I just wanted to follow up on that. I don't know where you go from there. There's been nooses in NASCAR garages. There's been
Well, I got my
podcasts.
trucker hat on today, man. I want my trucker hat. I
You
feel
got a
we
couple
talking
of
on NASCAR with my trucker today. You see that trucker, right? That's not
yeah,
your
that's
that's
your
not your
car.
regular trucker.
But the high style shirt is
Well,
hard too.
well, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Black
Okay,
on.
all right. Yeah.
Some more black
Facts.
on stuff.
Facts. Shit. Let's just talk about that.
Let's get into it.
So
What's your take on
earlier,
it?
what's my take on? Let me just serve it up real quick so everybody that don't know. NASCAR had their, I think it's the Brick Hard 400. They wanted their inaugural race back in their seasons back, and they announced that they didn't want Confederate flags flown at their, I don't know what you call it, arena, their raceway,
Mm-hmm.
and that got a little bit of backlash from their fans who they are, and then the night or 2 days before the race, Bubba Wallace, somebody from Bubba Wallace's team or NASCAR saw a garage pull in the form of a noose. And that NASCAR then launched an investigation, and then it had the FBI involved. And the FBI eventually found that, or not eventually, it was that they turned it over in like 24 hours, that it wasn't directed at Bubba Wallace. That rope pull that was fashioned into a noose was there since October. And then so my take. You want my take first? I think if you have people fashioning rope pulls as nooses, there's something deeper that you should probably look into. People don't, I don't know too many people that fashion rope pulls as nooses. Regardless if it was for Bubba Wallace or not, if it's a joke for somebody down the road, the 18 car, the 80 car, and they was like, ha, we string you guys up. Like, yeah, son, you probably should look into that. Whether it's whatever it was. And if it just happened to be Bubba Wallace's garage that day, I know they say it's random based on placement in the race or whatever. Then that's all fine. But there's a second component to this story that it seemed like got so much more attention than an actual noose being hung in a garage. It was like, oh, it was false. So it wasn't about Bubba Wallace. So you guys need to stop talking about racism. And I find that to be the most willfully ignorant and take in this whole thing. Because not like I saw a tweet. I don't even remember who tweeted it. It might have been somebody with a blue check. Might have not been. It's like, oh, they got to make up racist events. There's not so much racism, but there's so little racism. They got to make up some stuff. Like they combine Bubba with Jussie, and that's ridiculous. Like, to me, that's ridiculous. That coming out of this was the biggest like slap in the face to me. Like, how can you put Jussie and Bubba together? That's insane. But I know what it is. It's to keep the cover for your complacency, either your complacency on racial events, racially charged, quote unquote, things this happens, or you're just out and out racist and you need something to, deflect. You need that shield up. So that's my brain off the top. And shout out to Bomani Jones who washed Will Kane up on his show, talking about it too. So yeah.
I'm not surprised. Like, how many times have we seen Will Kane get washed up? Like,
Bomani, you don't want to go word for word with Bomani. I've not seen too many people see him and be like, yo, they're both smart, intelligent people. Nah, I've seen Bomani just eat Pama's up.
You know my problem with Bomani Jones. You know my not problem like that. Like, you know what caused his tone.
Yeah, nah,
like,
he's
his
he's
tone.
an asshole, dog. He's an asshole. He's smart and he know it. That's the problem. Like you an asshole, bro. Okay, I'll let you have it because I know you. That's from I get where it's
Like,
from. But yeah,
it's like he has the perfect amount of like rasp in the back of his throat. So when he says stuff, that should be
yeah,
resonating, and it's like
yeah,
it irritates you, especially when he's right. It's like, you know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
I
Like
hear,
his,
I hear the same thing.
and I'm disappointed in myself because I have not mentioned his podcast, but
Oh
Monty
yeah,
Jones' podcast is so good because he just it's like I like people who are logical, and I feel like I don't like people who feel like they need to hot take every day. Oh, I'm hot taking, because it gets you down a path where you got to stick to that you start being somebody that you're not really, you know what I'm saying, want to be, or you expose yourself for somebody who you shouldn't be. But Monty just speaks from a logic standpoint. He doesn't attach himself to some athlete and like, oh, I'm gonna ride him wherever he go, because some people like Shannon Sharp love him to death, but he attaches himself to LeBron James. So it's like wherever LeBron goes, he has to defend LeBron. Skip Bayless has to defend Michael Jordan everywhere he goes. It's like
Yeah, I think that's
I'm not attaching myself to any athlete because they're human. I don't spend enough time. I don't spend any time with these people on a day-to-day to know where they are mentally, what their motives are, what their end games are. So you ride with this guy and find out that he was full of crap the whole time. And logic will help you avoid that. And Bomani does a good job of avoiding that because he's just very logical, and it's refreshing to hear that he gave it to Will Kane, but it doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah,
I have never listen when Skip Bayless left First Take and went over to FS1 to do Undisputed with Shannon, right? We knew that it was going to be, comparisons of competition between those two shows because you have Stephen A, who's like this caricature of himself occasionally. I don't think he's always that, but occasionally he taps into it unconsciously and don't think he is. He's just doing it, and he ends up saying da 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 da. Skip Bayless is the same way. They both are based in like massive intelligence and mass knowledge on what they're doing, but they end up, feeling like they are better than.
They know how to entertain people too, though. They know how to entertain people too.
Course.
So I think a lot of what Skip Bayless do, not saying that like he knows, like he trashes LeBron a lot, but he knows LeBron like a top 5 all-time player. I can't like.
Of course he does.
Like that's some of that is just him doing a little his bit. That's just a bit that he has now. He just leans into it a little bit. And I think Shannon does a little bit of the same thing with him.
So here's the problem. Whereas previously, Max Kellerman and Shannon Sharp would be like they could be guests on First Take. Now First Take doesn't have a Shannon Sharp type person, and they've gotten rid of so many ESPN correspondents that now they have to introduce guys like a Will Kane. Because prior to that shakeup, we never heard of Will Kane. We never saw him on TV. We never had to hear his rhetoric. Right. And I just never liked his take. And for Fox Sports 1, they have I don't want to say Nick Wright so much, but he is a LeBron stan though. Nick Wright is definitely LeBron. It's another guy who on FS1 who eerily similar to Will Kane, where it's like, dude, just shut the hell up.
Talking about Clay Travis.
Shut the hell up. So who?
Clay Travis. You talking about?
No, that's not Wade.
Okay.
It's not him. He's one of those. He's another one of those Nick Wright type guys who's like, bro, have you ever even played sports? He's just like one of those people who it's like he's like, why are you in this arena? Like, are you trying to cash in on an arena that you really ain't about? Like, listen. Not every coach is going to be a former player of that sport. Not every analyst is going to be a former player of that sport. But I want to at least feel like maybe you picked up that rock and shot a hoop. I want to feel like you know what it feels like to catch one going across the middle at least one time. Like Will Kane feel like he ain't never played ball a day in his life. Same for Nick, right? I feel like if you got them on the court, like, you know what I'm saying? That's what they feel like to me. So it's like I don't want to hear from that dude. That's why everybody likes listening to Jalen Rose, because it's like, listen, Jay Rose, he was Fab Five. Jay Rose ran with Reggie Miller. Jay Rose, you know what I'm saying, bumped up with Mike Jordan and Rob Pippen the wrong way. That's, you know what I'm saying? We like Jay Rose.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. There are some former NBA players and NFL players who they're paying. It's like, bruh, take it out your mouth, bro. Like half the guys who are in the media aspect of it now that once played for LeBron, it's like, yo, he don't need you to cape for him, bro. You can be honest.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He don't need you to cape for him. Back.
LeBron, grown man. Yeah, he's a grown man. He's a big boy. He's probably $500 million now. he be all right. You don't have to. Yeah, all that. Yeah, you know what I mean. Trying to pick up for him on the media side is not necessary. My man can speak for himself first of all. He has an IG live. He can go to the Sports Tribune or whoever and do what he needs to do.
Or he can just go in the shop. His show.
Yeah, all the shop. Yeah, shit. Yeah. He has his own avenues to actually, you know, respond to anything that if it was worth responding to, he can do that. You know what I mean?
My bad. Pardon my tangent. Let's get it back to.
Okay, we still talking about Bubba Wallace.
But Bomani said something to him about it.
But they had a conversation about and I'm not as eloquent as Bomani Jones. But he was saying to him, the people who are elevating the conversation of, oh, it wasn't a noose directly to threaten Bubba Wallace. That narrative is being used to overshadow just the fact that NASCAR backed their driver. Like, oh, we need to take a look at this immediately. Just, you know what I mean? Like anybody who's responsible and saw that picture, I think everybody by now has seen the picture. If you don't, just look up NASCAR noose and you probably find it. And you saw a noose hanging from a garage, you would probably want to take that seriously when it's hanging out off the garage of your only black driver.
For the record, I don't know anybody that knows how to make a noose.
Fam, I've heard experts like it's not wrapped around 4 times, 50 times, so it's not like a noose.
Like, bro, guess what? If I wanted to hang somebody, I don't need to make the perfect noose. All I need is a rope thick enough that won't break, and then when I pull it, it closes in. That's all I need. So I don't give a goddamn if it's the perfect noose that you're gonna see in a movie. No. Or that somebody, you know what I'm saying, perfectly made, you know what I'm saying, 20, 30 years ago hanging us from trees. I don't care. Listen, honestly, I see 5 people, I see in the news 5 people have been killed by hanging. Right. That's what I see. So when I go to work thinking I'm gonna drive a car and I see this shit hanging, I'm gonna say something. I'm not about to inspect this bitch to make sure it's an actual looking noose. That makes me a liar. That makes me, you know what I'm saying, I'm trying to sensationalize Black Lives Matter because I saw something that wasn't like that. Even if I have never seen it before, what I need to see it for, I drive a car. So if I see it now, I'm like, yo, what the fuck is that?
Crazy. That's crazy.
And I'm not about to, you know, look down on my company that supports me if they say, whoa, wait a minute, let me look into this. Right. Nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. If you let's take that out of let me try to analogize this for a second. As a manager, if I have an employee who says, hey, I think somebody's sexually harassing me, okay, I'm gonna look into the situation. Whether or not they are or aren't, then I can't change the way that person feels, but I
Right.
can assess the situation. That's my
Right.
responsibility. So therefore,
Mhm.
it's NASCAR's responsibility to
Mhm.
cross their T's and dot their I's to make sure that all their
Absolutely.
players are being respected and that they're safe in the workplace environment. That's it.
Absolutely. Right.
So if it's not a
And we.
noose, great.
Yeah.
If it is
Right.
a noose, hold up. Let's figure it out.
Right. Yeah. I don't. I mean, I'm glad it wasn't directed at Bubba Wallace. I would love to know who fashioned this this thing into a noose, bro.
And since we're talking about Bubba Wallace and we're talking about NASCAR, I want to say this to that one NASCAR driver who quit because fans can't bring their Confederate flags. I don't know your name. I don't care to know your name, but I just wanted to say, go fuck yourself.
He's up the road too. He's from Ellicott City.
I don't know where he's from, but wherever he's at, he can sit on a frozen banana, butt naked. Is all I'm saying.
You're a clown, homie. You know what I mean? Drive your little truck at Rosecroft, wherever.
I bet he won't be so bold to drive across town with that shit.
Yeah. Drive across 295 South, brother. We'll see what you talk about then. Yeah, man. I think that's. I think it highlights how little, I guess, some of the people, especially in that cross section of NASCAR fans, actually know what Black people have gone through the last 100 years. Like, they don't know the symbolism of a burning cross. Like, they don't know if I seen just a rope fashioned in that way, I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, okay, somebody's trying to, you know what I mean, say something to me. They say, oh, maybe it's anything. No, bruh. If I see something like that in front of my house, I'm gonna be like, okay, they trying to send me a message, and I'll respond accordingly. That it's they don't really give it two thoughts about how we live in a different America, and I get it. You don't have to. Honestly, that's not your concern. It should be, but it's not, and I understand. But it's
Dear
mine,
Black America,
so I understand.
Dear Black America, get you a pistol.
Facts.
Period.
If you a felon,
if you a felon and you can't get one legally, Kobe, get one anyway. If you are legal and able to get one, get that pistol.
Yeah.
Period. Get that pistol.
Black business owned highlight. Go to Titan Pro Elite to go and get your target practice going. If you need a HQL, you live in Maryland, you need a license, go see that man and his people.
Because I want you to have protection.
Yeah, absolutely.
We want you to have protection, but we also want you to, when you go to protect yourself, you don't shoot the wrong person because you think it's a movie and you shoot like this. Nah, don't shoot wrong. Don't work that way.
Don't be Kevin Hart.
The movies will fool you. They definitely don't. They definitely don't shoot the way you think. Especially if you got the wrong one. That kickback is something else. So
yes, sir.
Titan Pro.
Yeah, take your arm off if you do something wrong. But anyways, man, yeah.
Shout out to Gabe, man. Shout out to Gabe.
Yeah, shout out to Gabe. And Terry, shout out to y'all. Man. I just
the whole family get a shout out today.
Right? It's yeah, man. I'm not surprised. I guess that's the thing. I'm not surprised because they don't pay attention, and they don't have to pay attention because they don't. A lot of those people that are commenting don't have to run into me. They're not from DC. They're not in a diverse, area. They're in Ohio.
You can tell.
Yeah, absolutely. They're in Ohio. They're just scared of Muslims. Never met a Muslim in their life. Never met someone from Pakistan in their life, but they scared of them. Or immigrant in their life, but they scared of them. You know what I mean? Stuff like
what
that.
Don't get talked about enough, Brian, because people will talk about how television programming and media has programmed the Black mind to see certain ways. It goes both ways. They've also use that to further push the agenda for white people to fear.
Yeah.
They've definitely continued to pump fear, and the thing about it, they're so suave with it. You don't really see as much negative black, you know what I'm saying, presence on TV as you did back in the day. You see quality television from black folk, but they're still, you know what I'm saying, putting it out there. You know, they're still, you know, having cases where it's like it's no clear cut line. So it's like, hey, if a cop has a situation with a black person and the black person is in the wrong, the media will make that white person feel like, yo, whatever happens after that is okay because he's in the wrong and he should just, you know, accept whatever they give him. And we're saying, like, no, listen, even if I'm wrong, there's protocol. If I rob, if I rob somebody, I'm in the wrong. I deserve to go to jail.
Right. There's a sentence attached to that.
Right. There's written consequences to it.
It's not
it doesn't say, hey, because and the thing about it is, I still have to be proven guilty. So if you apprehend me for doing this, I still need to have my day in court. My day in court doesn't, you know what I'm saying, get overridden by your you know, what I'm saying, brutality, your aggression, your knee on my neck. Because guess what? Over a $20 bill, I wouldn't even go to court for that. It's not a court case for that.
You plead out.
That's not even a court case.
It's a small claims thing. Yeah, it's crazy.
You know, if I'm sleeping in my car, give me a ticket. It's not a court case for that.
Right.
I can go to court to fight the ticket, but other than that, I'm not going to criminal trial for sleeping in my car.
Right.
I'm not.
Right. It's crazy.
So this whole he shouldn't have been doing this. Yo, stop with that shit.
A man died. A man died. Like, at the end of the day, like what he did does not constitute getting murdered. That at all. Him.
And that's what it is. It's murder. It's murder, bro. It's murder.
Man.
It's murder.
And
I don't care how trained. I'm sorry. I gotta say that. I don't care how trained police officers are. I don't care how trained they are. They are very trained when it comes to using firearms. I'm not talking about trained in as far as dealing with people, but as far as using their handguns, they're trained in that aspect. That's what it's like. That's all they care about. But here's the thing: if you're comfortable with being the law and comfortable with having the upper hand, what are you going to do when you no longer had an upper hand and people aren't as so forgiving as we've been asked to do, as we've been told to be? We've always had to turn the other cheek, and the only thing that happens when we turn the other cheek is we get hit in that one too.
Right.
There's going to be people who decide otherwise, and that's what I don't want this. So I would hope that they put policies in place that would really shake up the way they operate. Because if they feel like they can get away with it, what they're going to get, listen, it's plenty of times where a police officer even gets fired. So what? All they got to do is go somewhere else. It doesn't them getting fired doesn't mean they're not rehireable at another precinct, in another jurisdiction, in another state.
Yep.
If I'm a racist white cop and I work in Prince George's County, Maryland, and I get fired for excessive force, and you know what? I need a job. I'm gonna go to Baltimore, or I'm gonna go to North Carolina. I'm gonna go somewhere else,
right?
And get a job there because they're gonna hire me. You know what I'm saying, based on some
my
good old boy bullshit.
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't want to talk about this, B. Listen.
Yeah, no, we got
baby. No, we here for.
Yeah, no.
I went fishing the other day for the first time, man. That's what my energy's good. You
Okay,
feel
yeah,
me?
no, let's talk about that. Let's talk about fishing, man.
I
Let's talk
went
about that
fishing.
event. That was
I
dope.
caught I caught 15 fish my first
Man,
time out. You know what I'm saying?
it
I
was,
feel good. I want to do
it
it
was,
again.
yeah, that's what's up,
All right,
man. No, oh,
we
yo,
gotta get our
what?
fishing license, bro. Cause they're
Yeah, nah, what?
going on the boat and you know what I'm saying, bay fishing was cool,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't want to have to pay $130 every time I go fishing.
Okay, so yeah, you
You
licensed the
know,
boat, and yeah, all
yeah.
right.
So okay, the experience was great. We went, me and my cousins from on my mom's side. We went fishing for a Father's Day fishing trip, and
Mm-hmm.
it was the majority of our first time going fishing, and it was a great experience. We got to hang out. We was with each other from like 12 noon to like 8 o'clock because we had to drive like an hour and a half out to the water. It was out in the water. We had to drive back. Great experience. My only pushback on it was that the rods were already set and all those the rods were already set. And I feel like
Mm-hmm.
that was one of the things that now actually once I can if you give me a rod that's already set, now that
Mm-hmm.
I've used one, I know how to use it, but
Mm-hmm.
I still want to be able to know how to,
From the
break it
beginning,
down. I want to know how to maximize,
right?
all the materials that goes with it. You know what I'm saying? Make sure I got the right wire stuff. So the next time I go fishing, I'll hopefully have someone who can instruct me on how to do that. But man, I had a great time, man. It was a great experience, man. Just being out on the water, just being out on a boat, in the
Mm-hmm.
water, you know, and just
I
it was very tranquil, man.
I have just in my trade, I guess a lot of the guys are either hunters, fishers, and stuff like that, and everybody tells you, I mean, it's yeah, you need to go out, and I've never really thought twice about it. My father actually did fish when we was kids, but he never taught us, so it's kind of like uh, something that I think about, but it's like, I'm not gonna get on the water now or whatever. But that your couple of snap live insta snaps or whatever was like, yo, y'all was having fun out there. Y'all was doing it, and I'm looking forward to it. We're gonna put that together, man. Hopefully by sometime before the fall, we can have something like that going on, man. But fishing is fishing to me should be, like you said, it just should be a free time to collect your thoughts. It's just that's what it looks like to me.
So peaceful, bro. Like
Yeah.
eat like it's like so okay, so this how they do it. It's two different sets of fishing. There's the
Mm-hmm.
fishing that for the fish uh that you get for bait,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's fish that you use because you use for the small fish you can use worms, stuff like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's
Mm-hmm.
cool. Uh, so the way they do it is they you go in for the big fishing early, so they already
Mm-hmm.
have the small catches to bait already. So
Mm-hmm.
we out in the deep water and caught. I think we caught like I didn't catch any. My cousin T caught like 4 fish. Now,
Mm-hmm.
granted, his first two, he just once the once the fish hooked onto the rod, he just grabbed the rod like, oh, I got these fish. But he did it, so I'm gonna give him his props because he still had to reel it in and all that stuff. So I give him his props
Yeah.
because
Shout
you
out to
got
cousin
that
T.
one. But but once we got to the once we got those fish and on your way back in, you stop and then you catch fish for the next day. So it's sort of like a pay it forward thing.
Oh, okay,
So
gotcha.
whoever fished before us did the same
Mm-hmm.
thing. They went out first, deep water,
Mm-hmm.
caught their big fish, their catch,
Mm-hmm.
and then when they on their
Mm-hmm.
way back in, they stopped and caught the
Little fish.
smaller fish that they would use for bait because all they do was
That's
cut it
dope.
up and put it and hook it up. Yeah,
That's dope.
but
Yeah. Yeah.
that definitely showed me something. It's like okay, cool. So if as me, if I don't have that bait, I would have to do it the other way. I would have to have my worms or whatever my bait that I'm
Right.
using.
Get the little
Small
fish
fish,
first, and then.
so get the small fish first, and then
Mm-hmm.
drive further out and then fish.
Right. Nah, man. That
But
sounds like that sounds like. I'm glad that you got out to do that, man, because you don't really
man, it
get.
was
It's one of those things that, like I've always hear about, and as we're getting older, it's like, damn, I need something to, give me that space, that time to reflect and try to, what I mean, recuperate And I think that's something that I want to look into, man. I'm glad you got out there, man. So, man, what else? It was just you. It was just you, Vince, and Big T, and Nate.
We was out there like 9 deep. So,
Oh wow, okay.
Myself, Vince, Nate, Terrence, Big T. That was our cut, and so that was the original. That's us. We grew up us 4 deep for a long time. Then we got other cousins that came in after us. But so us 4 went. Us 4 were always listed. So since the Father's Day trip, Nate brought his son Trey, and then Vince brought his son Bray. So they were coming. And what ended up happening is one of our other cousins, Eugene, got sick. So Eugene couldn't come. So we got our cousin-in-law, Chris came. Chris has been fishing before. And then we had one more, our Uncle Button, which is Terrence's father. He's a photographer. So he came. He didn't do any. He hung out with us. He didn't do any fishing. He pretty much basically sat in the back because social distancing. You couldn't have no more than 10 people on the boat anyway. Gotcha. So we were like almost at our limit anyway. So we had Uncle Button, and he sat back with the camera the whole time and just took pictures for you. And he took some really great pictures. Not of me, because I don't really photograph well. The ugly people.
You just lied on the podcast, brother.
Hey, listen,
you just lied on the podcast. That's what we're doing.
I'm being honest, bro. I'm being honest. I try my
best.
Lied
on the podcast.
Hey, listen, for anybody who's ever seen a picture of me, if you've seen one good picture of me, it took 10 to get to that one. Sometimes 12. Yeah. That's reality.
We doing team deflection. We doing team deflection on the podcast.
Listen, listen. You can say what you want, but I know that
you're gonna put it on Instagram. You're gonna have to save this clip. Understand where we at right now. It's 5:20. We're probably 40 minutes in. Put this up on IG, and let's have the people talk about this.
I say this knowing.
I'm not gonna say nothing else.
You don't have to say anything else. I say this knowing that there are people who are like me who understand. Like, yo, for every one picture you saw, trust me, it took me at least 10 pictures to get to that one picture. And you will never see the other 9 that didn't get shared because it was horrible.
Okay.
It was horrible.
Okay.
Why do you think photographers take so many? So if you don't believe me, Brian, why do you think photographers take so many pictures? Because you need to take so many to get that one shot. Because you take them in the moment and then you look at them and say, okay, did I get what I was really trying to go for in any of these pictures? And then you find the one you find closest to, and that's where it is. Like, did this one make me look this way? That way? Yeah, it matters, bro. So, hey, listen, you have an immaculate beard and a smooth bald head. You photograph. Like you photograph well. I mean, what do you want me to tell you?
Huh? I don't want that. I don't need that. That's all team deflection still. I hear you.
No deflection.
That's what's
no
up.
deflection.
All right. I
didn't say I don't have good pictures. It'd be deflection if I said I don't have good pictures. I've never said I don't have good pictures.
But that's you though. That's you're smart. You're a smart, witty young man. I get you. I know you, brother. We've been around for 20 years. I hear you,
You're mistaken.
Bro. No,
I'm not saying I don't have good pictures. I do have good pictures.
That's the slick right there. No, I hear that you're trying to slick the oil right there on the runway. I feel you. I got you. We don't have to talk about this anymore. You got it. It's not team deflection. You find a little one good picture after the 50, and you got it. I hear you. But you got 1,000 pictures. But
all right,
you had to take 50.
I'm gonna change the subject. because you're getting weird. All right, you're getting weird, and now I'm putting you on the hot seat. I'm putting you on the hot seat now. Are you ready for your first either or?
Yes, sir. Let's go.
All right, we going hip hop.
Okay.
Going hip hop.
Bet.
It Was a Good Day by Ice Cube.
Mm-hmm.
Or a G Thing. Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre.
Okay. Wow. They're both basically about a day in a life in the hood on West Coast.
Absolutely.
G thing is the beat is fire. The Ice Cube song the beat is that's not a it's really just a loop of a it's a sample. So it's okay.
Both
But
of them are basically.
yeah, they're both samples, but I think Dre, yeah, yeah.
Who's that sample
Okay.
of? You know that sample of?
Not off the top of my head. I'll be spacing on them. I'll be spacing on the names. Right? I know I've heard it 50,000 times on WHR.
You have. I'll let it come to you. I won't tell you. But then you take the number G thing. Like they both got the same little. It's a tough one, ain't it? It's a tough one. Right. I mean, I have my answer because I know both of them meant the word big to me, but one of them is just yeah.
I would go with It's a Good Day because it's so positive. It's all you can play that in a cookout.
In the morning, gotta thank God. Yeah. I don't know, but the day seems kind of odd. That's tough. Yeah. That's tough. Ain't nothing but a G thing, baby. Too low about these, so we crazy. Snoop put the hey, he had that groove, bro.
They put Snoop in a pocket.
Dre put Snoop in a pocket
the whole time.
Hell.
Yes,
like it was. Like the video was just cool, and it was like the song made it gave you an essence of like there was like a sense of danger without it being dangerous to me as a kid. Like because it's a G thing, but it's like nothing about it felt like a G thing. It felt like regular nigga shit. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah, it was just life that we saw every day. So it's kind of like putting
like I wouldn't describe myself as a G, but
no.
I mean, I know that. I mean, I know that life outside of the adult part when they started going to the club and all the champagne bottles. I didn't get to that experience when I was a kid, but like growing up, like I knew that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I knew that part.
Yeah, no, I want to say It's a Good Day because I'm gonna just cape for It's a Good Day because I love a G thing. I love Chronic. The Chronic is a great album. Doggy Style is a great album. I mean that era was crazy. Nothing. I mean those two top 10 albums of all time.
Okay.
Top. But yeah, both. They got to put both on the top. All right. But so, It's a Good Day.
It was a good day with mine too.
It's like you put Summertime on, you put It's a Good Day on, at the cookout, and it's all love. You don't have to hide that one from grandma. You know what I mean? You just let it rock. You know what I mean? He didn't have to use his AK that day. You know what I mean? That's what's up.
Oh wow. That thing was mean.
That's the Isley Brothers.
Yeah, there you go. I was gonna let you get to it. I knew it was gonna come to you.
Okay. Yeah, that's awesome.
All right. So I got another one for you. This is one I put on. I put this one out in Atmosphere already, and I got interesting feedback. LL Cool J doing it.
Yes, I think I saw that. I saw you put it out there.
You saw this one?
I don't know. I saw. I know you did a song
versus Heavy D's. Is it good to you?
So Heavy D is a little before my music hip hop listening time, even though I love that song. So doing it was that was in like I was I'm listening to Pac, I'm listening to I'm listening to LL, I've already heard Mama's Gonna Knock You Out and all that stuff.
That makes sense because how Is It Good to You came out. It don't feel, if you listen to that record and you listen to Doing It, they feel like they came out around the same time.
Nah,
but Is It Good to You actually came out in 91. And Doing It came out in 95. So it was a 4-year difference. It was like a 4-year difference in those two records.
Right.
But the reason why I chose them because I feel like those songs were heavily boosted by having a female singer on the hook.
Rock on the hook.
They sounded similar,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought it was I think it was Tammy Lucas on the Heavy D record, and then the LL Cool J record was actually a song prior to. He actually took that song.
Yeah.
The female who I can't remember her name. The female who made the song is the person who sings on the hook.
I'm going to be mad because I can't remember Shorty name, and I've heard her interviewed a couple times, and I can't remember.
People thought LL Cool J got sued by her because he stole her song. When in actuality, he got sued. Well, she was trying to sue him because she wanted to be in the video, but she was pregnant, and LL didn't want to put her in the video. Not because like, yo, I don't want a pregnant chick. It's like, yo, I was trying to. He was sort of more like concerned for her image. You know, like that's not the best. You don't really see artists pregnant, especially if they're not established. You know what I'm saying? On in a video.
Right.
So, but man, that was a
classic. That's a classic.
It's my favorite LL record, by the way.
And shout out to Heavy D.
It's because of the beat. That beat. Well,
rest in peace.
It's rest in peace to have. That was my man.
Yeah. Yeah, nah, that was a big one.
All I want to know is it good to you? Is it good to you? I like it. I like it.
That's another one that that's another one that can go off in the cookout and nobody has to change a thing. That is one of those classics, bro.
No argument. Doing it. You know what? This is how I chose. And listen, when I come up with these, I sort of know which is like. I try to find a good, like a quality matchup where it's like, damn, I gotta think about it. Even if after you think about it, the answers are overwhelming to one side. That I'm cool with that. But I just want to make you feel like, damn, I gotta think about that one. What made the bigger record from what made it my favorite is the intro, the way that joint came in. The bells. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then that Brooklyn, go Brooklyn. I'm like, yo, I ain't from Brooklyn, but I feel like I'm from Brooklyn right now. Go Brooklyn, go Brooklyn.
That joint, like, yeah. It's tough. The top, the first 15 seconds catchy like this. You know what I mean? Like that. I remember when it came, like, man, that came out. It just came out in like 8. Yeah, we was kids, man. Yeah, but both of them joints, I like that matchup. That's a good either or. Didn't you have another one?
I do.
Oh, you had the live joint. You had the live 95 versus Madden 90 or not?
Oh yes.
Was it live 95?
Yes. I was gonna save it for later, but I can.
Okay.
I was gonna save it for later, but since you already did it, since you already said it, I put Madden 93 versus Live 95.
Mm-hmm. So
it was another one that was split. It was listen. My whole point is to like have people like my goal is like, oh my God, that's tough. Some people are like, oh, it's this easy. Like how? It's crazy to say easy. I don't agree with it being easy unless you're just a particular fan of that type of genre of game. I don't see.
Well, nah. What I think is it was the decision to me. It was quick because I'll say Live 95 because that was the jump where me and my brother played on the gen. You know, what I mean, he was on Sega. We just would lob the ball up 50 times. Yeah, like with Madden 93. I didn't play Madden 93. I played Madden 92, and Madden 93 didn't really change much until Madden didn't really change until 94 or something like that.
Madden 93 was so much better than 92. Madden 92 sucked compared to 93 because, listen, Madden 92, like gameplay wise, they're really similar. But what changed is personnel. What changed was options. Like you started getting options. So for me, 93 was like this is. I had some people say, "Oh, you can't put Madden 93 versus Live 95." you got to do Madden 90, 96, and 97. And I said, no, I want 93 because I feel like if there's no Madden 93, that franchise doesn't continue to the point where they get to 97.
Yeah, I think Joe Montana. I think Joe Montana actually beats Madden if
no,
they
hell no.
If they keep going, if Madden keeps going like 92, like you're saying, if Madden doesn't improve from year to year, because Joe Montana came out 94, that joke was alright.
Joe Montana, listen, I was just not a fan.
Not whack. That was a good.
I didn't say it was whack. I didn't say it was whack. I said I was not a fan of it. I didn't like. Listen, I didn't like the gameplay.
Okay.
There were certain aspects about it that I did think was necessary for Madden to say, okay, we got to step our game up. So I felt like having that competition so close helped Madden elevate itself. But I feel like 93, when 93 came out, and then they had the I can't remember the exact name, like a championship edition where they had all like you could pick like the great Super Bowl teams from back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
When you got to play with the 85 Bears versus the 78 Steelers or the 66 Packers with Walter and Franco.
93 was good. So actually, I think we skipped 93. We got 94. So it's similar. The 93 and 94 is similar because you can pick. Yeah, you had like the World League. You can get the All-Star like 94. Yeah, Madden 94. You can get the all-decade teams and all that stuff.
94. Well, I know it's 95. I think 95. It was 94, 95. No, 94. One of the two is the one where if you put like a code in, it will reveal the Jaguars and the Panthers.
That must be 95. Yeah. I must have missed.
One of them had had a code you can put in the real one of those teams. But the problem is the team hadn't launched yet, so they didn't have real players on it.
Yeah, I used to play with the Frankfurt Galaxy on Madden 94, and then like with Madden 92. I wasn't set. I'm a Redskins fan. I just saw the Super Bowl. Oh no, it was before I got Madden 92. Before I got to watch the Super Bowl, but I played with the Redskins. But then I would also play with the Eagles, not really understanding what the NFC East is or whatever, in the rivalries, because Philadelphia had Randall Cunningham.
Yeah.
And you could you
and
just
we love Randall Cunningham. I don't care if you're an Eagles fan or not.
No. All you had to do with Randall Cunningham on that game is drop back. you can either take off or find an open receiver. That's all I did. Or when I played with the Redskins, they had Ricky Sanders and Art Monk and oh my God, why am I missing my man off the fun bunch? Why am I missing my man off the fun bunch? I'm gonna get my Redskins fan card revoked because I cannot remember my man. Yeah.
You talking about the
Art Monk, Ricky, the
Art Monk, Gary Clark, and Ricky Sanders.
Gary Clark. Wow, I blanked on Gary Clark. But they were all 92, so it was like, and Ernest Biner. So that was a good team. But nothing beat was able, for me was better than playing with Randall Cunningham, dropping back and then going for 50. Like it was the spin move. Joe, he was just faster than everybody else. It was Mike Vick. It was the Mike Vick 1.0 for I think Madden. What is that? Madden 2003. When he first came out. Yeah, man. Yeah, I love Madden 92. So we didn't get Madden 93. So I remember getting Madden 94 and then NBA Live 95, but we didn't get Madden 93, so I can't relate.
So Live 95.
Mm-hmm.
This is where I gave it to Madden over. This is why I gave it to Madden over Live.
Okay.
Number one, I give graphics. It's a draw. This is why, because Madden, I don't need to see your face. You're wearing a helmet. Right. In Live, I'm supposed to see your face, and it looks nothing like the player. So it's a detriment that like you got 2 years more advanced, 2 years to be more advanced, and it's like you can't improve. I can't see anything about it.
Right.
secondly,
that doesn't really change
Madden,
until like Madden 98,
Madden,
99,
there was play calls
95.
like I'm big on like the strategy of like there's strategy in football. You have to have strategy on Madden. If you don't have strategy, if you don't have a way to play the game,
Mm-hmm.
you're not like I'm smoking you,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like bro, if I see you can't do nothing but run left, I'm it's a wrap, and you're gonna have to still stop me.
Right.
Live was so easy that you can all you needed was one or two players on your team that could shoot 3-pointers, and you just
Yeah.
shot threes all day long.
Yeah.
That's it. So I would play with the Golden State Warriors and Latrell and Chris Mullin I would just light you up. And I could play with, and the thing about it is I could play with damn near any team on the game. I could find a 3-point shooter, and I was going to win, or I was going to be at least competitive. That's not real strategy to me. So it's like anybody could do that. Like anybody could luck up and find you know what I'm saying, a shot release, because it wasn't like a big range of shot releases. You just had to shoot. You didn't have to nail some. It's not like it's not like now where you got to hit green to get a shot off with anybody. You can hit threes with centers back then if you knew what you was doing.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's
it's
true.
like the realistic gameplay was more on the Madden side than it was on the live side. Like I could call audibles on Madden. I could shift my defense on Madden. I could, you know, do a lot of things on. I can do things on Madden that were more realistic. Not it wasn't. It was still far from where it is now, but it was more closer to realistic than live was. You know what I'm saying? I feel like on live, Michael Jordan could have been on there. He would have been all 99s, with Scottie Pippen being a 95 and Horace Grant being a 89, and having a nice bench, and you can dog them if you had a 3-point shooter.
I agree.
But it was a fun game. I think the fun. You know what it is? I think when it comes to basketball games, they're quicker. You could put a 5-minute quarter. You put a 5-minute quarter in basketball versus a 5-minute quarter in football. It's quicker, so you can get more games, and you can have friends playing. Whereas Madden, it's a 5-minute game, but you feel like you want to stick for 45 minutes to play a 20-minute game. So people like don't want to sit around as much, so it's not as. But you get 21 people, and plus you get your feelings hurt in Madden. You get 21, you don't want to play no more. Like if you're the person who getting 21, your feelings about Madden changed, right? There's no skunk. We didn't have no skunks in live.
Yeah, that's impossible.
You just played.
Yeah.
So it's a little different. Like I can get all this out.
You can let somebody accidentally turn the power button off when they was getting smoked by 30. You know what I mean? Unless that happens.
Actually hit the switch.
Yeah, I mean, just like the plug just came out. And I don't know what happened.
I actually had somebody do that though. Longer and clapped on me. I'm like, yo, who the hell plug? Like, why would you plug it into the clapper, bro? Like, you knew I was gonna come up there and smoke your ass, man.
Yo, fam, why would you put it on the clapper though? That's funny. That's hilarious. You getting yourself smoked, and then you just like, that game's done.
Clap it out, man.
I would say, because I haven't really played Madden in a long time, but Madden as a franchise is definitely better than Live. Not only because Live died in like 2007 when 2K just overtook them, but just Madden, the commentary for a long time in Madden was better than Live. Like Live's commentary was trash. It was big trash, or there wasn't any. I don't even know who was the commentators on.
That's another aspect. Like, yo,
oh no,
the commentary. That's a great point. Like we like that. The commentary made us. I feel like the game. Now that's another thing. The game itself being called John Madden Madden football, that made our generation. It endeared us to John Madden and Pat Summerall.
Right.
Live didn't do that for anybody. We can't. We don't. There's no takeaways from Live. Like, who do we remember from Live? No, nobody.
We know that
other than it was a fun game.
Michael Jordan. Yeah, Michael Jordan was number 99 or number 24 or whatever. I mean,
because it wasn't really Michael Jordan.
Generic. Yeah, it wasn't.
Yeah,
it wasn't Michael Jordan. Yeah,
player.
For however long it was.
A player.
They had so many generic names for this. It was crazy until you can create a player. When was the first time? Do you remember which game you could create a player?
Might have been 90.
It might have been 97.
96.
It was 96. I think
96.
It's either 96 97. Yeah. That's when you that
because I think 96 was the same year that the NBA did the 50 greatest players. And that's when Live started having you could create players, and if you had the names of the greats, you could create them on the game.
You can do that. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. You're absolutely right. Yep. They had
you can stack. Like, I think both of them sort of got outrageous where you could just make 99 players. Like, they should have, like, with no incentive. And I think Madden was more ahead of the curve because Madden they had sliders. Camp. So you had to build your player up on Madden. I think that was down the line. So
that's true.
And Madden was always the one getting more competition. Like, Live really didn't get a lot of competition. I mean, you had like some goofy games. Like, you had arch rivals growing up, which I love. NBA Jam was the dog for a good while, but it was like
202. It wasn't real. It was just 202 basketball. The NBA Street
at some point.
Yeah. Even before NBA Live came out, it was two joints. It was Double Dribble, and then it was but Double Dribble was so trash. But anyway,
it was the worst.
It was. Yeah, but we used to play the shit out of that game.
Well, I don't count. If you really
the Bulls versus the Lakers and then Bulls versus Celtics.
But see, that's the thing I was about to say. If you really look at it, that's actually the same thing. Because those are that's EA Sports games. They just changed the name.
Oh, okay. Changed the name.
Yeah, because the Bulls versus Lakers, all those Lakers versus Celtics games, those were EA Sports, and they just as they got.
I honestly didn't know that. So that's okay.
Yeah, they were EA Sports. That's why if you look at it. If you reverse the way you play the game, it's basically the same thing with less graphics.
So okay, going back to that then, why they take the signature dunks out? You remember the signature dunks in Bulls versus Lakers? Like, Michael Jordan had the Rock the Baby jump. They had a whole rack of different signature moves.
I never. Well, let's see. You gotta. I guess ask yourself. I guess after a while they end up taking them away. Now they have dunk packages. So you have dunk packages. But there was a time where they I guess a special move for particular players.
Right.
I think it was because they were at the time marketing the players. They were marketing the players versus marketing the game.
Right.
So it's like, get this game and dunk like Sean Kemp, and then have him coming through the middle and just you can't stop that dunk, or David Robinson hitting some free throw.
Yeah.
David Robinson hitting a free throw glide dunk. Like like it was, and to be honest with you, it was fun to do, but it looked cheesy as hell. That's the only move. Listen, by '95, the only move that I actually liked looking at was the fake Jordan player hitting the reverse layup, which was real because Jordan perfected that, and they had Tim Hardaway's little UTEP two-step where he coached. You know what I'm saying? That was nasty. Did you ever play against anybody who had the Knicks? See, people didn't like in our area. People didn't always play with the Knicks, but if you ever played with anybody who had the Knicks and they had Chris Childs. Chris Childs had there's a cheat move with Chris Childs where if you at the 3-point line, Chris Childs does a layup from the 3-point line.
What?
I can't remember whether or not he gets a 2-point or a 3-point if he makes it. but it was
Nah, I ain't seen
maybe it was
that.
a
That's funny.
glitch in the game. But Chris
That's
Childs does
funny.
a layup from the 3-point line. If you go through the corner of the free throw line, Chris Childs
Oh,
does like a
God.
crazy layup, bro.
Yo, they
I
game
might
is
even
such trash.
I'm gonna go on
This-
YouTube to see if
yeah, I
they
gotta find
have.
that. I gotta see that.
I'm a,
Yes, I'm sure
I'm
somebody put that up there.
I'm gonna go on
Um,
YouTube and see if they have it because
yeah.
I hope they do. I want to be able to see it again, bro. It used to be crazy.
I never seen that. That's funny. No, I not. I don't. Maybe I've heard of it. I heard of it, but
It's
I
probably
never
because
saw it.
you probably never played against anybody who
No, I really.
uses
Yeah,
Chris
I used to just.
Childs.
Yeah, I used to play. Who did I used to play with? The Bulls, obviously. The
On
Magic.
which version of the game you talking about?
I'm talking about NBA Live '95.
I never played
And
with the Bulls.
I always play with the Bulls. Like either the Bulls or like the Magic, or I was a big Sonics fan, so
You
I
gotta
played with
remember,
the Sonics.
Latrell Sprewell was like my favorite. Like not including Michael Jordan. Latrell Sprewell was my favorite player.
Mm-hmm.
So I played with the Warriors. If I didn't, and we had a rule: if you lose with a team, you can't use them anymore.
Oh, that's a
That's
good
how, you
rule.
know what I'm saying. So once you lose with that one team, you got to pick another team.
Okay,
So
that's a good rule.
I would play with the Warriors. I would play with the Pacers
Hmm.
because of Reggie.
Yeah, Reggie. Yeah. No, that was a good team to play too.
Because
Like, yep.
now it's different. Now I can't remember. And Detlef Shrimp, I believe at the time was still on the Pacers.
Yes.
I think that was the year. The '95 was the year before he went over to the Sonics.
Yeah.
So they still had Detlef Shrimp on their team. So they had two shooters on that team. So let me see.
Nah. Yeah, I used to play with the Sonics. Oh my bad. Hold on. Big Sean Kemp fan, so I played with the Sonics. I understood people playing with Reggie. Pause. Dang, who was nice back then? San Antonio, the Rockets. I didn't play with those teams, but I remember people, you know what I mean, would pick them. LA wasn't all that great. Phoenix, I think Phoenix still had Charles Barkley at that point and Dan Marley. So that was a good team.
That was a good team.
And Cedric Ceballos. I think that was the year before that team really broke up. I think, if I remember correctly. Yeah, no, man. I used to just play with. I don't think I started playing with the Bullets or the Wizards until Chris Webber, till '97. It was when Jawan and Chris Webber and Rasheed Wallace was on that squad. That might not have been that 97 team. I used to play with the
I didn't start playing. I didn't start playing with Wizards teams until John Wall, Bradley Beal.
Really?
I didn't.
I used to play with the Bullets. But I used to create a player and then just add myself. Add myself to that team.
Because I'm an outside inside type of player on the game. So I need somebody who can hit threes, and I need somebody who can penetrate. But I've always played with Golden State though. Like I've always played with Golden State. So now only reason I don't play with Golden State now is because once they start winning championships, they're more popular. Like, oh, you only pick them because they go to state. No, I was picking them before they was winning championships. Like I remember match like
shit.
Granted, they had Steph and they had Clay, but the version that I would play with, Draymond Green wasn't an all-star. Draymond Green was like he was still listed as a shooting guard when I would play with him when they had Brandon Rush. So basically, they only really had Steph and Clay, and their three-point shots were so different. If you didn't know how to shoot with both of them, you was SOL anyway. So it wasn't easy always playing with those guys.
You know what's funny?
I lost plenty of games to Tony because Tony would play with the Lakers.
He played the
And all
Lakers
you
no
had to do
matter
was
what.
have you had Kobe and Dwight Howard doing whatever they wanted to do.
He used to shoot. He could shoot threes with Dwight Howard. He's pissing me off, dog. Hey, I'm not. Yeah, nah. But that's funny. Even before Steph's version of the Warriors, Monte Ellis. You play. There's definitely squad for the
I've always played with them.
Jason Richardson's
When they had Steven
Warriors.
Jackson, that's my guy.
Baron Davis's Warriors. You can find it. Yeah, there was players. If you could play with one player, like if you had one player on a squad, it don't matter. It don't matter like how bad if the team was like full of scrubs, you was straight. Then you
so for me, what I need to be able to do, this is how when I pick a team, I need to be able to sustain at least some type of scoring ability when I put my starters on the bench. And like some people, I would play with some people, and they have the settings where the fatigue isn't on. I'm like, nah, I'm not playing that. Come on, bro. Because you need to be able to use your whole team, and that's part of the strategy for me. And that's one thing I love about Madden. Your players will get tired on Madden. You running the same play, you keep running that. Yeah, I may not be able to stop your counter right, but you ain't got but 3 or 4 plays to run that before your running back get tired and I pop his ass. He gonna fumble that ball. So you need to bring your number 2 back. You need to bring your number 2 in or something. The only player on your team that don't get subbed out is your quarterback until I get to him.
To the ambulance come for him.
Yeah, to the ambulance come. Hey, listen.
Yeah.
Yo, Madden was listen. I'm sorry. I gotta take 93 Madden over 95 live, man. As much fun as both games were, like Madden was like cultural phenomenon, bro. Phenomenon.
That's fact.
And then it's like his sound effects, boom. You're gonna feel that in the morning. Like, yo, Madden used to have me dying laughing. And he would have you talking mad smack to your friends when he said that stuff, bro. Like Montana, the only thing Montana had was like he's going deep or he man go on away.
Oh yeah, Chris Berman.
Voiceovers was trash.
Yeah, it was.
What he was saying was cool, but the sound was nah.
I don't even remember who did the audio for that. At the time.
You said what's that?
I don't know. It was a better
looking game. Yeah, Montana looked cleaner. Montana's graphics definitely did look cleaner than Madden's at the time. Madden was a little more bulky. It feel like they didn't take advantage of all the bits that they could use.
Right.
But the gameplay, I just like Madden. But I mean, because you gotta remember what Madden was going up against before Montana was Tecmo Bowl. And if you look at the way, I mean, because Tecmo Bowl basically sets the standard on how you. They ain't gonna say set the standard. The standard at the time was you basically picking the same plays.
Right.
It's like if I the only way I get to blitz you is if I pick the same play. If I guess the play you was picking.
Right.
So people would cheat. They like watch your joystick. They would joystick. Right. You don't know somebody watching your joystick.
Right.
They watching your joystick to see what joint you pick.
Right. You have to be like this in the game.
Like you hiding the sticks.
Yeah. and everybody played with the Raiders. You know what I mean? Get Bo Jackson. That was the cheat code then.
You had Tecmo Bowl, yes.
Yeah, Tecmo Bowl.
Or no. I played with when you couldn't play with the Raiders. I played with I think I played with the Eagles because the Cunningham. They had Cunningham, Ricky Waters, and what was my return
Ricky
man?
Waters was nasty on Tecmo. I don't know the return. You know who was nasty on Tecmo Bowl too? Eric Metcalf. Eric Metcalf was nasty.
Bias Hammer.
Oh yeah.
A dog.
Yeah, he was.
I don't even recall seeing him play in real game.
Maybe I don't know. But I remember the name, but now it's more because I played
Tecmo Bowl.
But shit, the 49ers was nasty on Tecmo Bowl. If you know how to throw, if you know how to
Roger
pass.
Craig over top. Yeah. Once if they get it over top to Jerry Rice, it's a touchdown.
It's over. Yeah.
That's why I like Super Tecmo Bowl. Because Super Tecmo Bowl, I would play with Green Bay. and I could go Brett Favre, Sterling Sharp,
Okay.
and they had Edgar Bennett at the running back.
I
He
don't
wasn't
know
as
if I
good as
think-
Roger Craig, but he was still solid. Because Super Tecmo Bowl was on Super Nintendo.
You're right, and I
Tecmo Bowl
don't
was
know
on
if I played
Nintendo.
as much.
Super Tecmo Bowl was on Super Nintendo.
Yeah, once Madden came out, I don't think I got back to
Because that's when
Tecmo
they
Bowl.
had.
And I didn't own a Super Nintendo, but we used to go over our aunt crib, and they had all of them.
I didn't know one either. I didn't know one either.
I had the
Now,
Genesis.
first,
we had a Genesis, and then what I mean, we just.
Let me ask you a question. You had a Sega Genesis, right? I had a Sega Genesis. I went like, I guess the first 2 years they were out, I didn't have one of them. Then I ended up getting both of them for Christmas at the same time, which was dope.
Oh wow! Yeah.
But did you ever see the extension for the Sega Genesis that you put on top of the Sega Genesis that allowed you to play the old Sega games?
No. What?
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember like Sega CD, and I remember 32X.
None of my friends know about this. This is crazy to me.
Huh. I missed that one.
I'm sure you can look it up. There's an extension, like an extension piece you could put on top of your Sega Genesis that would allow you to put in Sega cartridges and play Sega games. And we would play Ninja Gaiden on there.
I missed that one. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Ninja Gaiden was so slept on. I love Ninja Gaiden.
Ninja Gaiden's a classic. Ninja Gaiden's a classic. We played it on Nintendo though, so I don't know. Yeah, I didn't know. Okay. Yeah. I don't know much about.
Since we're talking games, let me ask you a question. Since we're talking games, what was, like, thinking back as a kid, the hardest game to play that you weren't ever coming close to beating?
There's a couple. Yeah. The biggest one is Ninja Turtles on Nintendo. The first Ninja Turtles. That joint wasn't even fun. That wasn't even fun hard.
Which one was your favorite? Did you like Ninja Turtles on the video game or on the Game Boy? Which one was your preference?
I liked the Game Boy's Ninja Turtles was a better game. I'd rather play that joint. Like, cause the Nintendo Ninja Turtles, oh my god, that was.
Yo, it was so damn hard, yo.
We was trying to just.
Wow, this is hard.
We played it just so we can see if we can beat it. Like, I don't know if anybody. I don't know anybody that's beat it.
There's only like a handful of games that I've ever beaten, and all three of them, like I beat Mario, Mario 2, Mario 3. That's it. Mega Man, I never beat Mega Man.
Yeah, nah, Mega Man.
I never beat Mega Man. Friday the 13th, the game. Oh, I was too terrified to even have a strategy. I was too scared of that damn game.
It was a hard game. Nobody says anything.
Too hard.
Contra was interesting. You know what? Double Dragon wasn't hard. I beat that game. Like, you could beat that game. But Mike Tyson's Punch Out, when you got the Mike Tyson.
I beat that game.
I've seen it. I've seen somebody beat it, but I never got to beat it myself.
The way you beat some of these games, is watching somebody else get to the level that you can't get past, and then watch what they did to make a mistake. And it's like, okay, now I know how to do it. Now, I only beat Mike Tyson Punch Out like once or twice because I didn't have the game. So I only could play it when I'm over my friend's house. And when you got other people on your back trying to get on the sticks, it takes away from your ability to get into it.
Yeah, you need to practice.
Double Dragon was tough. I beat Kung Fu.
You beat Kung Fu?
I beat Kung Fu.
I just thought it kept going because I think
I beat Kung Fu.
We got the level 30, and we kept going. It was like and plus you couldn't save the game. We used to get so far, but you
that's
can't
another
play
thing
forever.
that changed. That changed people winning games is if you could save it.
Yeah.
So you had to keep the system on and put something over top of the red light so your mama come in and won't know that the joint is still on.
That's facts.
Burning up electricity.
Right. Turn that damn game off, bro. Hey, nah, bro. I'm in the middle of this joint. I'm trying to win.
I ain't trying to do nothing, yo. It's Brandon in the middle of the day.
Turn these joints off, man. I hated that part. Like the hardest game. One of the hardest games is Aladdin for Super Nintendo.
Oh yeah, Aladdin was hard. Lion King was hard.
Was
Zelda.
hard.
I never beat Zelda. Gold Chronicle Zelda. I never beat that.
Yeah, them joints be long, man. Those RPGs. Nah,
I beat Sonic.
I beat Sonic. I beat Sonic 2. Beat Sonic 3, and I beat Sonic and Tails. Sonic and Knuckles. I mean.
Bro, when I tell you that I beat Metal Gear Solid, that was a fun game. Listen, because those type of games are real pressure cookers for me. Like those are pressure cooker games, bro. Like seriously, when you Metal Gear Solid, you gotta, you know what I'm saying, and be quiet, don't get caught.
Right.
Hey man.
That was man, I remember when that came out, man. That was like a game changer as far as, you know, video games is concerned, man. When you had to sneak around.
Snake!
Right. The Bama with the revolver, Ocelot, all them Bamas. Yeah, man. Yeah. Metal Gear Solid was a classic. That was that on that was on PS1. That was on PS1. Yeah, nah. The hardest game. I haven't really played a hard game in a long time. Like, plus I don't really play. I play all online, like the you know what I mean, the multiplayer joints no more. It's rare that I'll play a game. I got through the story mode. You know what I mean? So it's kind of that don't even happen no more. So I don't have the time.
Kombat. I beat Mortal Kombat and Mortal Kombat 2.
With who? With everybody?
I beat Mortal Kombat 2 with I can do it with I'm not 100% sure that I did it with Sub-Zero, but I'm pretty sure I could have beat it with Sub-Zero. I know I beat it with Liu Kang first because I used to play with Liu Kang all the time, and I could beat it with Scorpion. I could probably beat it with Raiden. Like those 4 players, I could probably pick up the sticks right now and haven't played it on that system and beat some ass. Those 4 players: Raiden, Liu Kang, Sub-Zero, and Scorpion. And then I can expand that to, huh?
I remember. I don't remember beating any Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
I don't think maybe Liu Kang, maybe once with Liu Kang or something like that. But that shit. I remember beating Street Fighter Alpha. Street Fighter Alpha.
Street Fighter Alpha, is that when they added all the extra players and stuff on it?
I was the one when they had I think that's the first time they had Akuma in that genre.
Okay.
I don't know if it's like it has DJ and Cammy and all them, but I know Akuma's on that genre. And I know that was like, he was like the last level. Like he comes in after he beat Bison or something, if I remember.
Yo, we used to argue about whether or not Vega was a man or a woman, yo. We used to argue about that.
Yeah, that's funny. I never even thought about it. Nah, that's so funny though.
What did you call her? Was it a him or her?
I thought it was a dude the whole time. I didn't know. Okay, so I did. Nah, I never really even thought about it. That's funny. Yeah, I just thought it was a dude. Like everybody was a dude except for Chun-Li. So I don't know.
What was crazy? What was Street Fighter's Bruce Lee character? Was that Furlong on that one?
Yeah, Fei Long. That was Furlong. Yeah. I used to.
Everybody had everybody had to have them a Bruce Lee type character.
Yeah. Tekken had one. Everybody had one. Yeah.
Tekken had one. Mortal Kombat had one. Street Fighter 2 ended up having one. Was it DOA? Then they ended up having one.
Yep.
Ditto Alive got one. He bounced around, got nunchucks and everything. Woo!
I rock with Fei Long though. He was good. Yeah.
Who's your favorite Street Fighter character?
Fei Long.
Really?
Yeah, that's my man's. But out of Gao's my the homie. Go home and be a family man, bro.
Blanca's my guy.
Blanca, okay. I'm not mad at Blanca.
You know why? Because I was good with using Blanca because I was like, my defense was, you know what I'm saying, electrocution. I would use that all day long.
No, he was he was a good player to fight with when you know what I mean, you just fighting anybody random, you know what I mean? You take Blanco, you take Dosling, you know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, you keep the
See,
yoga fire, keep the yoga stretch.
for the record, this is why I said I wanted to put this either or last because
Okay. We didn't talk about video games for 40 minutes. Actually,
I know how it is. We're gonna get nostalgic, man. Nostalgia
yeah,
kicking in,
nah.
you get the rapping. We ain't get the
Nah. Nah, we can wrap this up, but we can talk about Bill Simmons later. Uh, we got you, Bill Simmons.
we ain't talk about Bill Simmons.
We ain't
We
talk
didn't
about
talk
Simmons,
about
the
the latest
NBA.
news on the NBA. We ain't talk about none of that.
Um,
But you
the
know,
football starting. They still saying they're gonna start on time. We'll see. Um, dang, there's not really a lot of developments happening. I mean, it's just people, you know, there's a lot of people dropping out. A lot of people. There's, you know, week by week, you hear two or three people dropping out. Then there's guys that's getting coronavirus that has to, you know, sit down for the NBA, and that's I guess that kicks up in about a month. We got a month to figure that one out, and plus now Florida, the coronavirus is going crazy down there, so we'll see what happens. I don't know if they're gonna really get their start, but man, we can talk about that. We can we'll end up recording. Hopefully, try to get back 2 weeks ahead again, and then we can put those topics together and get real or oh, Noma's dropping too in July, so that's something we can talk about too. Um, Sue Surf and Loaded, and they got some big matchups on that journal on
I
caffeine
do
too.
want to say, but before we wrap up, I do want to say again, y'all see the
That's no
chat,
problem.
right? I had to get the trucker.
Yeah,
My
that's
man
hard.
Fred.
Oh, they have merch for that joint. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, we had to go get that. Yeah, shout out
The
to
Freddie
Freddie.
Gibbs and
Yeah,
Alchemist Alfredo album.
yeah, yeah. That's hard. That's dope. And that's a man. That album go. That album is tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Shit. We ain't talk about that. We ain't talk about the did Conway do the joint with Alchemist? I forget. It was Conway
Yeah.
or it was
Conway's
Conway.
album
Yeah,
earlier.
yeah. He was first,
Conway's was earlier.
and then and then this joint with Freddie Gibbs. This Freddie Gibbs joint, man.
But Conway
He's
is actually on one of the records.
yeah. He has a record with him and Benny
And Benny.
on that album. Yeah, man, that joint tough.
I'm just now being introduced to the Griselda.
Nah, they're dope. They're dope.
Dope collective of rappers. Dope collective of
Yeah,
rappers.
yeah. They got some
What's your
skills,
feel
man.
on Lil Baby, man?
Lil
Before we
Baby,
wrap up.
he's cool. I mean, I can listen to his music. He has joints. I don't look for him, check for him for
Did
like
you hear him
his
saying?
rapping
Did you
ability.
hear his tweet about charging $100K for a verse now? And people
Yeah.
that's not enough money. He should be getting paid more. I'm like,
That's not enough money.
and I
I
was
don't
like,
know if
damn, times have changed. Where little like, I don't even
that's
look at these dudes as rappers. I'm not saying that they're not talent. It's just I just don't hear rap when I hear them. So it's like it's
nah.
interesting to me.
It's a little sing songy. It's just like to me, I just put him in like a Nelly type category.
Okay.
You know what I mean? He didn't really
But yeah,
Nelly. Even
100K
though
per
Nelly
verse.
could rap, yeah. I mean, people was charging all types of stuff. Like T-Pain was charging that. You know what I mean? I'm not,
I need to
whatever.
get a verse off and start charging 100K per verse.
That's
But
cool.
salute the Little
That's
Baby,
cool.
man.
Yeah, salute to him. And that joint he has us the Black Lives Matter. I forget what the actual title of the song is, but that joint's alright. And I rock with him. He seems cool. I'm not mad at him. Like I said, I'm not going to him for the bars and nothing like that. You know, I'd rather, you know, I'm if you catch me, I'm probably listening to something like a Run the Jewels 4 or something like that. But
I'm still listening to Victory Lap, bro. That's still in my rotation on the regular,
It's hard for me to listen to that jump. It's hard, bro.
bro. I love
And
I love the
I love
album.
Nipsey, bro.
I love the album. I'm saying when it came out, and I went on record as saying like, yo, it might be album of the year. So it wasn't
Mm-hmm.
capped when I would say it after the fact. It was a sad shame we lost him. And then
Right.
everybody started gravitating towards his music to see what was the fuss about and saw, oh, this
Right.
song was dope. I know we
Yeah.
was telling y'all it was dope when we said it should have been the album of the year. And
Right.
it's like it's just to be honest with you, it unfortunately his passing elevated like the words that he said, it
Mm-hmm.
made his words more profound than they already were.
Right.
And I don't think I wouldn't if I'm talking about the most lyrical rappers,
No,
I
that's
wouldn't
not.
say that I wouldn't put him in my like I wouldn't say he's the most lyrical, but I feel like he has a very eloquent way of getting his point across.
Facts.
And he's saying real shit in every song. Like it's like, yo,
You can understand every
black
word
folk,
that he
wake up.
says. Yeah, you can hear his message in every joint. Like you can hear every word.
That's rare
It
for a
was
rapper. That's rare for an
yeah,
artist, bro. Like he was
yeah.
like I people were arguing about whether or not he was a legend and his legacy, Like, yo, even if it was just for that one album where he had
Dropped
lightning in
100
the
bucks.
bottle,
Mm-hmm.
we had lightning in the bottle. There's only a few rappers who can package a message the way he did.
Yeah.
So
Facts. Yeah.
yeah, Victory Lap is still in my regular rotation.
It's
But
hard
so
for
was
me to
Joe
listen to.
and so was Joe Gotti's last album,
Oh yeah. Huh.
Untrapped. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Nah. I've heard Yo Gotti's joint. It's good. There's joints on there. But I
Hey, Know Your
didn't think
Worth
you.
just resonated with me, bro. Hey, Know Your Worth. That's my joint. Know Your Worth.
I didn't know you was listening to Yo Gotti though. That's what's up though. Okay.
Yo Gotti,
I,
one of my favorites.
that's a
Of
dope
course,
album though. That's a dope album.
Freddie Gibbs, one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Fontaine is one of my favorite. Partisan Fontaine is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
I just I like his presence on the record,
album.
bro.
Yeah. That's another guy that he makes these like slick bars. I'm gonna call them caption bars,
yeah,
like IG caption bars. But it's not like they're not cheesy. They're I like how he turned that around. He's real. He's dope. He's a good writer, dog.
If you want to hear the quintessential Partisan Fontaine record, go listen to Food Stamps.
Yes.
That's the record.
That's a tough record. That is a tough record. His album's dope, but there's joints. Yeah.
We've come to the end of the road, my brother. We're gonna have to wrap up. It's time to wrap up another episode.
All right. What you got? Parting words.
I hope everybody who's waiting on unemployment gets it. But make sure you don't get force in the mouth, because somebody giving you money without, you know what I'm saying, it can be taken away without any explanation, and you can be back to square one. So, but hold strong and make sure that you lean on your people for not just, you know what I'm saying, financial support, but also, you know what I'm saying, moral support, to make sure you keep your head up, because people are killing themselves, man. And I would hate for this to be a Great Depression type of environment where people are just jumping out of windows because they fearful that they can't pay for their mortgage and stuff like that, man. But hopefully the government will get together. These local agencies will figure things out, and we can get back to we can move forward with rebuilding our nation and its economy. That's where I'm at right now.
Yeah, man. I just say, like, everybody that's out there, that's furloughed or whatever, just hold tight, man. Hold your head, and and just we out here for you. We pulling for everybody. I'm working every day. At the same time, it's like, I'm seeing what's going on around me. Like, man, if it's gonna come for me. So, yeah, but just hold your head. Salute to y'all. Everybody that's working. Everybody that's waiting for an opportunity. It'll happen. what we need y'all to do is hit the link tree to see, you know, what your favorite streaming platform is and where we're at. So that's Linktree, linktr.ee/OTRU. And man, we on YouTube, Snapchat. I gotta add the Snapchat. My bad, T. And we out here, bro. Episode 11. Peace.
Before we head out, I want to say I got some new merch that came in. New hostile shirt. New hostile shirt just came in. The new hostile Ford hostile shirt.
That's another one I got.
Leave the joint. So
bet. Oh, HSTCO.bigcartel.com. The sponsor, Hostile Apparel, one and only. You know what I mean? Yeah. Hostile.
You want to ride up? One.